check out the charts a little bit. We will have
Let's
a
check out
new
the
weather
charts.
intro very soon.
It's gonna rain. That's all.
Mateo says it's gonna rain. Oh boy,
All right,
I'm
so
scared.
here we are, the daily. We're still in a big giant negative momentum wave here. We were mapping on our levels yesterday, and we were like, it looks like it's probably going to break this level, and it surely did. Broke the key level. Now we are challenging the 50 EMA here, all right, on the daily. So we could see a little bounce, maybe, right? Maybe a bounce up and consume this vector candle, maybe, maybe it doesn't go all the way. Maybe it comes back and treats what was support, treats it as resistance, and then comes back down. So today might be a decent day. I'm gonna kind of really watch what's happening on like the S&P 500 and stuff, because yesterday, like, this really, see, the reason why I think it might be better today, because yesterday everyone got the news from the Fed with the interest rates and all that stuff, and how they, anyways, it spooked some investors. So right when that whole news came out, the market tanked, crypto tanked. That was yesterday. It's a new day today. So let's see what happens today. I mean, we do have this nice vector zone that I could see it coming up to reclaim. But again, we do have, right, 50 MA is still below the 200. And we're close. So I mean, we could maybe, what if we like ranged here and then we broke out, like maybe form a W kind of pattern. Or we could be seeing lower lows, guys. I remember my levels here. I think the next one was right here about. So I mean, yeah, it doesn't look too high. I mean, like I would really like to see it actually come down to like 42, 40. But like for me to really be bullish on Bitcoin, right? It's got to take this 46. It's got to take this range again, right? It's got to break this range up here. That zone, it needs to bust through and then start right.
Yeah.
But we need to see it come up and then challenge it like that. Like right now, I mean, it's challenging some strong points of support here in this zone and just a little bit down. I mean, that'd be totally, expected. Um, and if I think, guess things like, if you're thinking, okay, is it going to go down, back down and try to get, try to get lower lows? It could, but with the 50 EMA so close to 200, um, you know, it, I could, I don't know. I want to inject hopium into everyone right now, but it's just like, it's kind of
Well,
hard for me to be too
yeah.
hopium.
It is
Because this,
interesting because the 50 has been trying to get up to that 200, but if it doesn't cross the 200,
yeah,
it's hard to be very bullish.
I mean, basically right now it's hanging on to the 50 EMA, and then but once it's kind of, it comes up extended above the 50 EMA, it's coming down to test it. All right. What we
Yeah,
want to
we
see
need
is
a
it's a
bounce.
decent
Yeah,
rejection from it.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just not really seeing too many signs right now that says that bounce is going to happen. We might. That's what I was saying. Like, we might see a bounce, but it might not go. Might not be the bounce, and we
Not
could
enough to
be
get
seeing
us
a little
out
bit.
of get that 50 over the 200.
Yeah, we'll see, but we'll see. We'll be watching the charts. We'll see. This is the daily, so it's we've got a long day to go still. I mean, on the 4 hour, we do have an oversold signal here, so we could be seeing a little pump, but again, little, big. Who knows what kind of pump we might be getting here, or a pump at all? I don't know, because right now we got an hour, almost 2 hours left in this on the 4 hour. Um, it's challenging the 200 EMA, so you like to see that. But again, it could just come on a challenge to 50 EMA and lose it. So, I don't know. It's funny because on Twitter, it's like 50-50 on the Bulls and Bears right now. It's kind of one of those, we're at a level where we're rejecting off of, and we're going to be going bullish. And then the Bears are saying, the key level is already broken. We're going down. So remember how I was saying, like, once we broke down that level, we could be seeing a lot of shorts coming in, all of a
Hmm.
sudden. And that's what we could be seeing right now is a bunch of shorts coming in. They're getting those shorts and then they jack the price up to get those liquidations. Um, so we'll see. We'll see what happens today. Price might go up. It might come down. I don't know. But those are the levels I'd be looking at. Anyways, let's check out Luna. All right,
Yes.
Luna is kind of the only one here on my list that because it's all green except for Luna here, kind of being the one that's holding the whole group back. But yeah, as I've said with Luna, with this whole pump after we were getting, all-time highs,
All
all-time
that
highs,
good
all-time
news about
highs.
that Bitcoin accumulation. Yeah.
All like all this stuff is well, and Luna got like tons of investments and everything. It's happy days like crazy. But
Party's got to end eventually.
yeah, I mean these kind of
Mr.
movements
Correct.
just to me
Yeah.
says that hey, like if you see here, we had a huge vector candle zone here that was taken. And it's just kind of basically like, okay, what's the next? What levels do we have to bounce off of now? I mean, we're breaking through almost all of these um, resistances without really any, or I'm sorry, without breaking through all these supports. Um, and if you look here, I mean, no, let's get my horizontal line tool out.
Whip it
You
out.
know, Yeah, I'll whip it out. So here's a huge key level, I'd say, point of resistance that we're looking at. Um, you could say, I always like to say, like, this is a zone right here to be looking at. So, like, if you put an order, like a limit order here, so many times, like when I do that kind of type of stuff, it front runs me, right?
Hmm.
Comes down and doesn't quite fill. And so I
Yeah.
miss my fill
By
order. And
$3.
just because it still might get a higher low, it could still be trending up, wherever that low is, um, it could still be trending up. So I'm not, you know, like right now, yeah, I'm looking at it to be coming down to this zone right here before we
Hmm.
see it bounce back. Now, if it gets to that zone and if it breaks it, oh, buddy, we got
Oh
tons
boy.
of vector candle zones here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so these are the levels that I'd be looking at. So if it doesn't get a bounce in this zone, look at these zones to be.
Let me guess,
Uh,
Matt. Everybody's tweeting about $92.
no one's tweeting that. I am saying, it is. I will say, don't be diddling in the middle because right
Of
now
course.
you would be diddling in the middle
Yeah, that's
because
how,
this
and
could
that's
be.
the middle of a mess.
Yeah, it's a mess. Definitely, take because this is 4 hour. If you look at daily, yeah, daily, you really see okay. There's a lot more reasons for it to come down to this zone here. Yep,
Yep.
definitely to 92, dog.
92.
Because
Everybody's tweeting about it.
everyone's tweeting about it. Because I'm
We're
telling you,
about to
because it's
tweet
like
about it.
we got these vector zones, and now that could be right when it comes down to the zone. Could be right when it hits that 50 EMA. And then bounce right back up. So it definitely needs to correct itself, and that's exactly what I see Luna doing right now. That's what I see Luna doing. Big winners today. I don't know. It's a toss up, man. Ape is actually doing pretty well. It rejected off of this line pretty cleanly here from yesterday, right? We're like this is where I said, okay, this is some resistance or some support for you to be looking at. And it definitely used as support. The question is, will it play in a range for a little bit here? Or, I mean, right
Yeah.
here, we have an oversold signal.
I
And
wouldn't be
I would say,
surprised if it ranged for a little bit because now until like we get some more news or something. I think ApeCoin is going to definitely be one of those where it follows the news on
I mean,
BAYC.
on the 4 hour, we do see a bullish divergence
It
here.
is, yeah. That's true. That's
So,
true. Could have
so
another
we could
bounce.
see. I mean,
That's
we could see
true.
a pump, but
Okay,
not.
that's true.
I don't know.
That's true. Maybe back up to 12 or something. Challenge
Yeah, I
that
mean,
high
it's
there.
and there is a vector candle zone right here in the 4 hour.
Yeah.
Um,
12, 13 range.
yeah,
It's the
so
next challenge there.
yeah, and I'm not too. I mean, it just could be a slow start. We'll see how. I don't like this candle at the moment.
No.
But we want we if
But
this
go.
candle closes down here, we could just get a printed,
Yeah.
because like money
Red dot,
flows
red dot.
coming down. VWAP is just like at the it hasn't had a nice signal up, and RSI is also kind of tapered off. So right now it doesn't look too good. So if you're looking to get in the ape, let's go into basically it's like you're thinking here, is this gonna go lower? Yeah, 1 hour looks like it's gonna go lower. So
Yeah.
I would wait till you get some lower lows. Maybe it could just be ranging here too.
Mm. Yeah.
Um,
Not a lot of volatility there.
yeah, because what we want to see is a W here. Like we want to see a W like this, but
See.
there's not really a clear. I mean,